Are we supposed to be celebrating June 16 when so many things that we still don't have answers, when we're still fighting for our land, when we're still fighting for everything in this country? What are we celebrating when our people are still not back home? Because let me tell you, some of the people have been buried in those farms. And I was shocked to see DA talking about June 16, talking about the youth of this country. What has DA done for the youth of this country?
And I was left with Hedka and a girl. I was feeling scared and I wanted to run away too. And this policeman was aiming his gun at Hedka again, wanting to finish him off. And this girl stood in front of Hedka and told the policeman in Afrikaans that skit for me, shoot for me. And
Soweto riots are not an isolated incident. As a matter of fact, we don't even regard them as Soweto riots as such, but a national disaster.
The law of the country was that we're not allowed to take pictures of anything that the police have done. So I knew I was risking my life. The last picture that I took with this camera is for Hector Peters in June 16, 1976.
Whether my child is alive or dead, and if they are dead, where are they buried? Until they account for every grave, for every
But I'm not here to apologize. That's my point with the so-called truth and reconciliation commission. They want me to apologize.
They want us to forget about our history. They want us not to talk about our history. For me, Human Rights Commission is just the same as the apartheid government. There's no different for me. Have you seen the Human Rights Commission standing up for South Africans? When you fight for your country, they say you are xenophobic.
They chased me out with these two trucks. They caught me, they beat me up. Really, they beat me up, and then they started.
A Zimbabwean man faces 3 murder charges after allegedly hitting a taxi and then driving.
The 45-year-old Nigerian suspect appeared very briefly before the magistrate Ian Cox of the Benoni Magistrates Court, charged under South Africa's Drug and Drug Trafficking Act 140 of 1992.
Now, in the High Court in Johannesburg today, several civil society groups are taking legal action against Operation Dudula.
Operation Dudula violated migrant persons' rights, particularly the right to health care and the right to education. That's evident from the papers, and a declaration must be made by this court to that effect.
There's no country that gives free medical care to illegal foreigners. Give me one country that gives free medical care to the people. We are not stopping them. We're telling them, go to a private doctor, go to a private hospital. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on how much it is. You could be watching from South America, you could be watching from North America, you could be watching from Asia, you could be watching from Australia, you could be watching from Europe, you could be watching from Africa, the mother continent, you could be watching from the Caribbean, you could be watching from anywhere around the world. It could be the first time you bump into my face, it could be the first time you bump into my voice, it could be the first time you bump into my YouTube channel. My name is Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince from South Africa, from Zanzibar for sure. You're probably asking yourself, what are you doing here? I'm here to talk about what's happening around my country. I'm here to talk about what's happening around Africa. I'm here to talk about what's happening around the world. But most of all, I am here to defend my country from those who think they can come to our country illegally. I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and jump on my board and get in our country illegally and work in our country illegally, I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and corrupt our country, I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and sell my white powder in our country, I will be the first defense force. More than 77% of you guys are watching my content, but you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't know what you're waiting for, guys. So kindly hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that every time when I upload my video, you are the first one to get my video, guys. Don't forget also to hit that join button just to help, just to contribute to keep on supporting this channel, guys. Just less than $2 or less than 30 rand, you can become a member and to support this YouTube channel of mine, guys. There's 3 packages right there if you want to support, guys. So just hit that join button. You will be able to see that. But anything it is good enough. So you can support with whatever amount that you want to support this channel, guys. So guys, there's something that I want us to talk about is this June 16. My question is this: Are we supposed to be celebrating June 16 when so many things that we still don't have answers, when we're still fighting for our land, when we're still fighting for everything in this country? Are we really supposed to be celebrating June 16, guys? I'm just asking, are we supposed to be celebrating June 16? I'll tell you what I think, what we should be doing. But maybe before I tell you what I think, I just want to say thank you to my returning subscriber. I also want to say thank you to my new subscriber. I also want to say thank you to you who just subscribing right now, because I know without you, I am nothing. So I need your support. So let's get back to the video of June 16. So my say is this, guys. I don't think we should be celebrating June 16, because let me tell you, there's a lot of families, as we speak, that a lot of people disappeared June 16, 1976. And the families, they still don't have answers up to today. So you ask yourself, what are we celebrating when our people are still not back home? Because let me tell you, some of the people have been buried in those farms that we've been fighting for our land. Some of our people are buried there, and these people are not going to speak. So I don't see why we should be celebrating this June 16. Actually, this June 16, we should not be celebrating. We should be teaching our children what these people have done to our people. Because whatever happened in June 16, it was a peaceful march. But these people, they decided to butcher our own people. And I was shocked to see DA talking about June 16, talking about the youth of this country. What has DA done for the youth of this country? I want to ask the DA, what have you done for the youth of this country to think that you can talk about June 16? They are stealing history, guys. And we as South Africans, we need to wake up. They are stealing history small by small. And we are saying nothing about it. I was shocked to see Ustein Hazen could be talking about June 16, what happened to June 16, when it is his people who have done this to our people. So we should not keep quiet. They come here and just to try to score some political points so that they can get votes from the youth. You've got nothing to do with the youth of this country. The majority of the youth of this country. Maybe you have helped your white youth, but you have done nothing to the black people of this country. And that's fact, and that's the truth. What have you done? Show us what have you done to support the youth of this country. What have you done? But I've seen some videos. I'm not going to put them here, but I've seen some videos to them talking about June 16. They're trying to hijack June 16. Our people were murdered. Our people were butchered. Some people ran away from this country because of what happened on June 16. And we suppose we are meant to celebrate that. We can't celebrate that, guys. That is my opinion. I don't think we should be celebrating June 16. We should be remembering what happened to our people. We should be teaching our children what happened to June 16. But it's not for us to celebrate, because some of the people are still have not returned back home. Some people don't know if their aunties or their uncles or their fathers or their mothers are still alive because of June 16. They still don't know, and that's fact. So you ask yourself, should we be celebrating? Should we be celebrating? We shouldn't be celebrating until everybody is returned back home. We cannot celebrate when some of our brothers and sisters, we don't know where they are. We don't know where they are. Some of these apartheid leaders who are part of that government, they know where they are, because some of them are buried in their farms. But they're not willing to talk. And they're not even willing to apologize of what they did to our people. They have not apologized to our people. But let me play this clip, guys.
I saw a boy of about 11 going down under police fire. I could not believe it. Apparently, when Hector was shot, the students ran back, and I was left with Hector and a girl. I was feeling scared, and I wanted to run away too. And this policeman was aiming his gun at Hector again, wanting to finish him off. And this girl stood in front of Hector and told the policeman in Afrikaans that skit for me, shoot for me. And the policeman deviated his aim and shot in the air. There were more than 300 people who were dead.
How do you know that?
After the June riots, on the weekend after the Wednesday, we went to the government mortuary to go and try and find some people and identify the people we know. When we got there, there were bodies scattered all over the place, and some of them were packed like potato sacks. And apparently these people had name tags on their wrists, and these name tags had been removed because you could see where the plaster was, and then they had been pasted with numbers on their foreheads.
This is the corpses?
The corpses. And they were turning bluish in color. I don't know what was the cause of that. And the biggest figure I saw was 353.
That's from the numbers on the corpses themselves?
The numbers on the corpses themselves. There is an instance where I saw a child of 8. When this hippo passed, people ran away. And this kid innocently raised his fist in a black power sign and said, "Power to this passing hippo." The hippo stopped there on the spot and they opened fire on this 8-year kid. When I went to the mortuary on the weekend, I saw this kid at the mortuary. She was riddled with bullets beyond recognition.
What are you doing here, killing our people? What are you arresting our people for?
I do not know that.
You do not know? What are they doing in your van? Why did you go and take them from that Sparta camp when they've done nothing to you?
My ultimate goal is the liberation of my people. It is because I know we are going to win. It is because I also understand what the white man is fighting for. When he loses it, he will lose it forever. And what I'm fighting for, when I get it, I will get it forever. The Soweto riots are not an isolated incident. As a matter of fact, we don't even regard them as Soweto riots as such, but a national disaster. It is the beginning of what we have always warned the nationalist, racist government about.
The law of the country was that we're not allowed to take pictures of anything that the police have done. So I knew I was risking my life. The last picture that I took with this camera is for Hector Peters in June 16, 1976.
Growing up, even though we heard about apartheid, it did not make sense to us because we are based in Soweto and there is no white person in Soweto. The only white person that you'd see would be superintendent, police. So it did not really understand what apartheid is. About 1976, we were told that subjects are going to be taught in Afrikaans.
Okkie is diep in gedagte terwyl hy hankend aanstap skool toe.
So we felt like the very same subject that we are struggling with English, we are going to do in Afrikaans. This doesn't make sense.
For many years, blacks were learning English, but when they say that now you must try to learn everything in Afrikaans.
Why would you say happy to a person who doesn't know whether my father is alive or dead, whether my child is alive or dead, and if they are dead, where are they buried? Until they account for every grave, for every individual who disappeared in 1976, there is nothing to be happy about. Happy in your shack, happy without water, happy without electricity, happy without land, happy without access to higher tertiary education. We must say happy everything. Why? Because they want us to forget. We must be the new black, the black they don't know, the black who doesn't take nonsense from them, the black who doesn't behave in a typical way they define a black person. We must be a generation of responsible black people, not the way white people are defining us. We must define ourselves. So we want our schools to be liberated. No school must have 100% white teachers in a country where 90% of residents are black. What type of nonsense is that? Which land is that where you can have 100% teachers white, 100% kids white? Which land? It can be. This is not Holland. This is not Germany. This is not France. This is South Africa. This is Africa. Everything must be reflecting how Africa looks like.
But I'm not here to apologize. That's my point with the so-called truth and reconciliation commission. They want me to apologize. I'm not prepared to apologize.
Are you saying you never did anything wrong? That's why you won't apologize?
No, but you are always in front to do wrong things.
My question was to you.
But would you apologize to Mr. Mandela for the 27
I know that gentleman. I know that gentleman. He's one of the gentlemen I don't like.
You're going to apologize for all the people who died in jail, who died in Lesotho, and who died in Ivory Coast?
No, I'm praying for them.
We should not be celebrating, guys. You see, the people that we are living with is the people that have never apologized and they'll never apologize. As you hear him, this P.W. Botha, saying that he will not apologize what they've done to the black people of this country. And 2025, we're still fighting to get back what belongs to us. We're not only fighting them, we're even fighting our own people, our African people who comes to our country illegally and come to destroy our country. We still come to our country to want to steal everything that we have in this country. And somehow we must welcome them. There's human rights commissions to take us to court when we defend our country. So this video is to remind you as a black person where we come from. They want us to forget about our history. They want us not to talk about our history. They want us to move on and forget what they've done to us. They're busy changing. When you are forgetting, they're busy changing history. They're busy rewriting history, and we should not allow them. We're not only just fighting them now, we're fighting even our African brothers. The so-called African brothers and sisters, they're in our country to destroy our country. They're in our country, coming to our country. When we tell them we don't want this, they tell us, no, you must accept. Others will take you to court because we've got a support from Human Rights Commission. Let me tell you, for me, Human Rights Commission is just the same as the apartheid government. There's no difference for me. Have you seen the Human Rights Commission standing up for South Africans? You have never seen that. They will never stand up for South Africans. Every time when there's something, they will defend the illegal foreigners that we have in this country. They'll tell you, illegal foreigners have rights in this country. What are they saying to the rest of the world? That you can all come to South Africa. You will have rights. You are guaranteed rights in this country. We must remember where we come from. We have smart black people who want to forget where we come from. Never forget where we come from. Never forget what they've done to us. And we cannot forget until all of them they apologize. Until all of them they give back the land they stole. Until they give back what belongs to us. We must not forget, the smart black people will come and criticize all the time. June 16, we should not be celebrating. We should be fighting back for our land because we still don't have land. What these people died for in 1976, we're still fighting for. Our fallen heroes are not happy where they are. They're not happy where they are. And to see some of these smart, clever, stupid black people who still come here and talk nonsense. They've butchered our people. Who shoot an 80-year-old child? Who shoot a 12-year-old child? Who shoot a 5-year-old child? Who does that? And they want us to forget. They say forget and move on. We cannot forget and move on. We cannot forget and move on. You have not even apologized. You refused to apologize. You refused to apologize. The only best thing that you could do is to say, I am sorry what I've done to you, and mean it. Not to say, I am sorry so that you can have your way. Because some of them, they're saying that just to have their way. We cannot forget. We need to teach our children the black history, where we come from. Our fathers and our grandchildren, our grandfathers and our aunts and our grandmother died for this country. 1976 is not far away. They want us to forget about that. We cannot forget. So black people must start to wake up. Now we have allowed illegal foreigners. They're taking back our land. Now it is illegal foreigners stealing everything that is there. If you come and speak on this social media, there's human rights to come and tell you nonsense. No more freedom of speech. You cannot fight for your country. You must keep quiet, because when you fight for your country, they call you xenophobic. When you fight for your country, they say you are xenophobic. I've never seen human rights fighting for us as black people in this country. They don't go fight against ask yourself, why does the people of Urania, why does the people of Kleinfontein want to stay alone? What are they doing there, staying there alone, when they say they only want white people there? And the Human Rights Commission does not go there and intervene to say, whatever you're doing is against the constitution of this country. They don't do that. They want a black person, when we fight for our land, to continue to oppress us. That's what they want us to do. They want us to keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. When we see that you don't care about black South Africans. And black South Africans need to wake up and just to see that these people, they don't care about us. They don't care about us. They'll take us to court. I'll play you a couple of videos that are still coming. Maybe let me play the next clip. Let me play you the next clips. Imagine people murdering 8-year-old children, shooting them. Our people died on June 16. We must remember that. It's not time for us to celebrate. We still have not gotten what those people were fighting for. We still have not gotten what they were fighting for. So we must continue to fight and defend this country. Let me play the next clips.
They chased me out with these two trucks. They caught me, they beat me up. Really, they beat me up, and then they tied me to the cable ties, and then they took me to the nearest farm. And then that is the place where I see the coffin, and then they started beating up and forcing me into the coffin.
The judge said farmers Willem Oosthuizen and Theo Martins Jackson intentionally inflicted grievous bodily harm on Victor Molotwa.
It must be appreciated that whether the grievous bodily harm is in fact inflicted on the victim is immaterial in determining this issue. It is simply the intention to do such harm that is in question.
The pair were also found guilty of attempted murder, defeating the course of justice, kidnapping and intimidation. Video was posted on the internet last year showing Molotwa begging for his life after he was shoved into a coffin. Oosthuizen and Jackson threatened to pour petrol over him and burn him alive. They told the court their intention was to teach Molotwa a lesson for trespassing on their farm, but meant him no harm. Molotwa, who is unemployed, said he's relieved his ordeal is finally over.
I feel good. I feel good about what has happened today. Just like we wanted justice, they were found guilty. That's what exactly we are looking for.
Racism cases have increasingly appeared in South African courts. The South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission, set up when white minority rule ended, tried to heal old wounds and unite blacks and whites. This coffin trial is a reminder for some that racism didn't end with apartheid. The coffin trial has again highlighted racial tensions in some communities here.
The idea of reconciliation actually became placation. Let us placate the whites, nothing's going to change, it will continue. You must agree to black rule. But at the same time, it was also placating the black movement for change. It's okay, stop doing, stop fighting, everything will be fine. But everything is not fine.
A Zimbabwean man faces 3 murder charges after allegedly hitting a taxi and then driving away is back in court. Now, the taxi was transporting supporters of the Patriotic Alliance. The man faces charges of murder and contravention of the Immigration Act. We cross over to our SABC News reporter who's covering this story for us, Tabiso Radebe. Tabiso, talk to us about this particular story now.
Yes, good morning, Lian. Good morning to your viewer at home. We are outside the Kimberley Magistrate Court where Colin Mhlanga is expected to appear in this magistrate court this morning, facing those charges that you've just mentioned. It's also 3 murders, and also he's facing also the a drunken driving case. But with me here, it's Michaela's father, one of the deceased, Kenneth Boysen, who's going to be telling us about this particular case. Thank you, sir, for your time. Tell us about this particular case. As a family, you are not happy the way the court has been carrying out this particular case. Why?
Good morning, Tabisho, and good morning to the viewers. Yes, we are very unhappy. That illegal drunk immigrant killed our children, and at the ultimate end, there was trial dates that was set for April the 3rd, the 16th, and the 17th. And when we arrived at court, he fired the legal aid attorneys, and the matter was postponed to May month. And in May, he did the same thing, fired the attorneys, and at the ultimate end, as we are standing here today, we are here for consultation. Legal aid board appointed a private attorney for him. He is here for consultation today. I mean, they are getting most paid. Why is it that they don't go to him to the legal cells where he's been holding most? And at the ultimate end, we need to pay the price. We have to come and face him every day. There's no justice for us. We are suffering emotionally, mentally, even the other occupants that was in that Kumbi as well. And as a family, we are sick and tired of this. The constitution needs to be revised, because why he's been upheld here because of our constitutional, the laws and everything, and he has all the privileges. And we as South Africans, we are paying the price. And when we act, then we become xenophobic. So this is the type of treatment that we get in our own country. Because why, if we did this in their country, we would have been dead by now.
The 45-year-old Nigerian suspect appeared very briefly before the magistrate Ian Cox of the Benoni Magistrates Court, charged under South Africa's Drug and Drug Trafficking Act 140 of 1992. After he failed to hand himself in December 2016 following a raid. 2 Taiwanese and 2 Mozambicans were arrested in that raid on the premises, where chemicals and crystal meth manufacturing equipment worth about 96 million naira were seized by the Hawks. If found guilty, the suspect stands a minimum of 15 years in jail. But the matter has been stood down to the 10th of February, when the suspect will be applying for bail. From the Benoni Magistrate Court, Johannesburg, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
A new suspect has been arrested in connection with the gruesome killing of 14-year-old Likwana Fose. The Pakistani spaza shop owner is alleged to have issued an instruction to have the teenager killed. The teenager was found mutilated in an open field not far from her home after going missing. Now, tensions have heightened in Durban Deep, with the shop belonging to the suspect being looted. The other accused, Mduduzi Mnisi, appeared before the Roodepoort Magistrates Court on murder charges, and his case has been postponed to next month.
I want to ask, have you seen, in every video that I played, have you ever seen Human Rights Commission trying to say these people cannot, this cannot be acceptable, these people cannot be allowed in our country? Have you seen the Human Rights Commission come in our side to defend this country? Have you seen? You will see in the next clip, they are in courts taking us when we're trying to defend this country from these criminals that are coming to our country. Because let me tell you, when you come to this street of social media and report such things like this, there's human rights who's going to come in your case and try to threaten you and try to silence you. That's what they're doing now. That's what they're taking even Operation Dudula to court. They're trying to silence us so that we must not speak, then we must not act when these people are here to murder our people, to sell drugs on our people, to kidnap people, to do all of these things. What our people in June 16, what they were fighting against. These things are still happening in our country. You have seen, from after 1994, we still have white Afrikaners who thinks they can take a human being and throw him in a coffin alive. This did not happen in 1960. This happened after 1994. This actually even happened after 2000. And we are allowing such things like this. This did not happen in 1999. This did not happen in 1978 or 19 whatever. This happened these early 2000s. And we're still allowing people like this to continue to do what they're doing. And the Human Rights Commission says nothing when we try to defend our country from these people who are coming to our country to butcher our people. The human right is responsible of these people who are losing because they say nothing. They will want to defend them. Let me play you the next clip and you see. Let me play you the next clip.
Now, in the High Court in Johannesburg today, several civil society groups are taking legal action against Operation Dudula. They're accusing this group and some of its leaders of spreading hate speech and targeting migrants. The organizations also say government officials have failed to act against Operation Dudula's actions, which they believe is fueling division and discrimination in the country.
Kopanang Africa Against Xenophobia's legal action against Operation Dudula kicked off on Tuesday, with the applicants laying their arguments bare before the High Court judge in Johannesburg.
Operation Dudula has followed a common modus operandi. It begins with, and we set this out in paragraph 28 of our Heads, my Lord, it begins with inciting hatred on public platforms, either gatherings or on social media, blaming foreigners for all sorts of social ills. It then convenes gatherings, if it hasn't already done so, which ratchet up that conduct and are aimed at threatening and harassing foreign nationals. And what follows, my Lord, is all of the conduct that I've then highlighted: chasing people away from hospitals, threatening schools, evicting people or threatening their eviction, removing traders from stalls or threatening to do so, threatening shops, and further acts of violence, intimidation, harassment.
One of the local human rights groups, Section 27, detailed the allegations against Operation Dudula.
Operation Dudula violated migrant persons' rights, particularly the right to health care and the right to education. That's evident from the papers, and a declaration must be made by this court to that effect. The focus in this regard, my Lord, is to the right to health care and the right of access to education. The right of access to healthcare services and the right to education. And the reason for that is because those are the programmatic areas within which Section 27 operates. But this is not to say, my Lord, that these are the only rights that have been violated by Operation Dudula. The founding affidavit has a plethora of violations of human rights by Operation Dudula.
I'm saying the numbers of the foreigners in South Africa are far more than the numbers that Europe is fighting about. And you can't say Europe is xenophobic. That word has never been used in Europe. They don't want refugees. It's a big matter. But nobody says they're xenophobic. Here we stay with them in big numbers. I think we love using phrases in South Africa that at times really cause an unnecessary perceptions about us. I think we are not. It's not the first time that we are with the foreigners here. Even during the olden days when they were apartheid, people in Southern Africa worked in South Africa all the time. There's never been an issue. Why is an issue today? I think people love putting labels when they are thinking. That's why I was saying, let us report this properly. Because once things happen, and then we say, this is xenophobic.
I agree with him. I don't understand, man. The Human Rights Commission talks about education. We have never stopped anybody to have any education in this country. Whereas when it comes to health, we're not stopping anybody to go to the hospital. We're simply saying the public hospital that we pay for, it's not for illegal foreigners. We're still even accommodating the illegal foreigner to say, go to private hospital and go pay for medical aid, for your medical care there. There's no country that gives free medical care to illegal foreigners. Give me one country that gives free medical care to the people. We are not stopping them. We're telling them, go to a private doctor, go to a private hospital, and go get your treatment there. As an illegal foreigner, and somehow we must accommodate illegal foreigners in this country. We should not allow that as the people of this country. Every time when we stop illegal foreigners, we are called xenophobic. I've played you videos of what's happening in this country. They're bringing drugs in our country. They're killing our children in this country. They're doing all of this kind of nonsense. There's a lot. There's no crime that has not been committed in this country. There's no crime that has not been committed in this country. But these people who they want us to live with, we cannot. How do we live with people who comes and butcher? Should I wait until I die? I cannot defend. I must defend myself before I die. They want us to accept nonsense. We are not going to accept nonsense. And we are not going to be silenced by Human Rights Commission. And I need to lose a child before I can come and voice up. I need to lose my cousin before I can come and voice up. I need to lose my mother or my sister before I can voice up what's going on in this country. Because the human rights is going to take us to court. We need to keep quiet and sit and watch. They expect us to sit and watch these people do as they please in this country. Have you seen the Human Rights Commission come and defend us in South Africa? When our people have been butchered by these people, when these people are bringing drugs in our country, have you seen them? How many videos must we come and show you? These illegal foreigners, what they're doing in our country is not acceptable. This cannot be accepted in this country, cannot be accepted in any country, cannot be accepted in any home, cannot be accepted to any way. So we should not accept this, guys. We should not accept this. We should not be accepting this. These people even chose the wrong months. The month of 1976, June 16, they chose the wrong month to take us to court. We should stand as South Africa. If you love this country, we should stand up and fight for this country. We must not be intimidated by Human Rights Commission. We must speak out. We must speak up. We are not against foreigners. We are not against foreigners, but we are against these things that are doing to our country, these things that are doing to our children, these things that are doing to our people, killing our people, butchering our people, bringing drugs in our country, taking jobs that belong to the South Africans. We've got a constitution, we've got laws in this country. But these laws seems that are only preventing illegal foreigners. We have no problem of foreigners coming to our country. We have a problem of illegal foreigners coming to do as they please in our country. They're not just coming here to work. They're murdering our people, and that we must accept that. They're raping our people, and the Human Rights Commission says nothing about that. Because the rights of the people of this country, we have no rights. We have no rights, but the rights of illegal foreigners are protected by them. How are we accepting this as a country? If you love this country, we cannot keep quiet. We cannot be silenced. I've seen the statement they've released yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, on the 15th. I've seen the statement. Trying to threaten us, trying to threaten us so that we must not speak up. So we must allow illegal foreigners to do what they want to do in this country. What they're doing, they're actually telling the rest of the world that come to South Africa, everything is free, everything will protect you, come illegally, we'll protect you, don't worry, we'll take those black South Africans to court. That's what they're saying to the rest of the world. Because should you try to defend the country allows us to arrest people that we suspect of doing crime. What is the problem? When we are exercising our rights, our constitution allows us. Maybe they must come and tell us that we are not allowed to arrest people who are doing criminality in our country. We should sit and watch. They must tell us that. We must wait until we must wait until they kill somebody. Is then we can speak. Enough, it's enough, guys. Let me not make this video very long. Just wanted to pass the message, but we must continue to fight for this country. Sharp, sharp.